Hey guys, thank you for checking out our video. My name's Sean Elders and this is Pinnacle Combat Arts. Like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the bell so you can be notified every time we get a new video. Today we're going to talk a little bit about contra sombrata and guntings inside of the sombrata. Let's get started. You can go to my playlist and there's contra sombrata material where you can learn basic contra sombrata. You know, you can go through do all that stuff, and then you can get to this kind of thing. So this is with the short stick, which is fun and a little bit different. It's a combination. It's kind of between a sword and a knife, or a long stick and a short stick. And I really enjoy doing short stick. It's a lot of fun. So come on in. So we're going to do 5 count contra sombrata. She goes, we're just going to go here. Okay. So one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to go into a gunting pattern inside of the short stick. And the gunting pattern is this. She gives me the number 1, okay, and I do a 7. She passes and comes in here. And then she does, let's just do 7s for right now, okay? So we're gonna go back and forth, gunting, 2, she does an outside deflection, I do a roof deflection, and then I do a 7, and she guntings. She gives me the 2, I do the outside deflection, and then she does I do a 1, and she does a roof. Give me another 7, yep. And so we just go back and forth doing this motion. Now notice when I'm doing my feet, my footwork, I am doing, okay, I'm doing I like to call it the old man footwork, because this is what, when you see the old timers, a lot of them, they'll do this, for instance, this is a male footwork, okay? This is what I call the base male footwork. And so your feet are in this position and you're going back and forth, you know, and you're practicing doing this type of the weight is on the back, but the foot comes out, touches, so you're in the right position to deal with the engagement, but you're able to switch your feet a little bit faster. And as you get older, what you find is that, you know, you're not as agile as you once were. And so putting all your foot in the front and all that, your feet sometimes aren't as fast. Now, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. You should be practicing it still if you're a student and you're in your 60s or 70s or 80s, okay? But I call this the old man footwork, because when you watch, you know, I've been around a lot of old timers, Filipino screamadors, and a lot of them, they do this and they're fast, they're real fast, and they're able to still do it and they're in their 80s. So it's a beautiful thing. But the idea is that you are learning how to use this, I call base footwork. It's a lot of these terms are things that I use, okay? Even though I've been taught a lot of other things. I call this base, this is the base male footwork, okay? This is one of the things that helps keep you on the right track, on the right side, as you're engaging with different types of attacks. So when we go into the guntings, the gunting aspect is a partial between largo mano and medio mano, or middle range and long range, okay? And so when we do contra sombrata, that's middle range. But when we do guntings, we have to break out of middle range and go into a little bit, I like to call it like a sub range that's between largo mano range and middle range, okay? So Panantukan, level 1. This program is one of the most streamlined. It's over 8.5 hours long. It gives you everything step by step, everything that you need. Fundamentals breakdown of all the exercises you need. Understanding of empty hand, how to fight without gloves, with gloves. It's going to teach you all the aspects that you need about the foundation and fundamentals of Panantukan. Okay? Unlike what we see a lot of times now in the combatives in the Filipino martial arts world, a lot of techniques, a lot of drills, but how do you make those drills go from the drill to actual real combatives? And that's what this program, this is the first level to that, and getting you set up, learning all the aspects of how do I engage, what's the techniques, what do I need to practice to get myself where I'm able to be adaptable in combat. Okay, that's the most important thing. That's what everybody's looking for. How do I get better? How am I able to adapt when somebody attacks me? What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to do it? What I'm going to do is I'm giving you a different perspective on Panantukan, unlike what you see in this modern day where you see a lot of drills and exercises that just don't translate to real combat. I call the meat and potatoes of combat. Not the fluff, not all the extra stuff, but only simply the things that you really need that are going to help you be effective in combat. But the most important thing in combat is to survive. The most important thing is to be able to adapt, okay? And so that's what this program is all about. This is going to help you go to that next level. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or you've been doing this for 10 years. I'm going to help fill in those gaps, fill in those holes that you've never learned before. We're doing conscious and brada, okay, and this is middle range, all right. But then what happens is as soon as she goes here and she gives me that 7, I've got to break out of the range a little bit and break back in, because you can't be in middle range and stay out of the way of that movement. You've got to go from this structure of being in the front, let's move this way, to being this way. Okay, and so that's a little sub range in between largo mano. You see, right now I can't necessarily hit her with my stick. See that? But I'm getting out of the way of the weapon. So I'm shifting my weight to the back, you see? And that's where we're going into this type of motion. Okay, so 7 is the first one, and then we can do 3, for instance. Okay, you guys may call it a 5. The thrusting motion may be called. This is my numbering system. So 3. Okay. Yep. Okay, 7. Yep. And then we have the 8. This is in my numbering system. It's called an 8. So you're pairing the weapon. The weapon comes when you're doing it with your partner. I don't thrust it at their eyes, which is not good. You want to thrust it towards closer to their chest and off to a little bit, just in case they miss. Okay, we want to make sure we're being safe with our attacks, and then over time you'll develop it and it won't make a difference. But for right now, you want to make sure you're being safe. Yeah, she threw that in the middle. I had to do something different. That was actually fun for me. But yeah, okay, so outside deflection, number 1, roof. She does the 7 and I do the Gunting, and 2 and back and forth. And so then we can go that, and then what we can do is we can break in and out, and then we can go back into contra sobrado. So do the Guntings, okay? And so when I come here, the way that I have to signal my opponent or my partner is, instead of my foot weight being in the back, when I do the number 1, I'm going to shift to here. She has to do that inside deflection. Okay, and so now my weight is closer to the front and, okay, less on the back. Okay, because now we're in middle range. Okay. And then when I go here, she has to float out. She's got to get out of the way of that attack. Okay, and so that's the way it works. All right, so that's pretty cool, right? You like the short stick?
Yes.
Okay, it's a lot of fun, and it's a great tool to practice because it's between the long stick or the long sword and the short stick or the short knife. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Go to our website, pinnaclecombatarts.com. There you can find out more about what I do and the classes that I provide. Thank you guys so much for your support, and have a great day.